Charity football game that pitted police officers against firefighters turned into a tribute today. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tim Maestas. A man who should have been playing today was Sergeant Joe Harris of the Sandoval County Sheriff's Department. He was shot to death in a mountain cabin a week and a half ago. Today, Joe Harris Jr. took his father's place on the football field. News 13's Kelly Lavoie has the story.
1,500 people watched Joe Harris's mourning family walk onto the field. His son, Joe Jr., wore his number 63 jersey proudly.
I just knew that my dad was with me, and before I stepped out on the field, I took a moment and went by myself in the locker room and got down on a knee, and I talked to Dad and asked him to be with me when I stepped out here today, and I felt his presence. I sure did.
A game to raise money for charity also honored the fallen deputy. Before kickoff, teammates held a moment of silence and said a prayer. Then the game was on. Hits, tackles, touchdowns. But for Joe Jr., it was so much more.
I was thanking my dad for letting me get that one for him. I promised him the first catch would be for him. And sure enough, third play of the game, I got one for him.
A proud mom and grieving widow watched from the sidelines.
I knew he'd do good, but it was hard watching that, knowing that I should have been watching my Joe. A little piece of all of us is missing without him.
Many players dedicated the game to their friend, someone they say made a difference in so many lives.
In a blink of an eye, anything can change. So right now we have this moment, and we're going to make sure we pay homage.
But all of our hearts and memories, with him, they'll be out there on that field.
Police in blue, firefighters in red. Teams were aggressive, but in the end, it wasn't even close. Firefighters win with 32 points, police 6. But to a proud son, the scoreboard didn't matter.
Everyone refers to my dad as a hero, and he died a hero, and that is most definitely true. But to me, my dad is a legend and has a legacy that'll live forever.
In Rio Rancho, Kelly Lavoie, KRQE News 13.
They are still adding up how much money was raised at today's football game. Proceeds will benefit Carey Tingley Hospital and the 1082 Fund, which helps officers and firefighters dealing with severe illnesses and debilitating diseases.